Share the screen.
All right, while Sharon is, oh, there you go, perfect. So I am Melanie McKim. I am the national president of NARBW. I have been a member of NARBW since 2002. I worked at Amtrak in Beech Grove, Indiana. My mother worked at Beech Grove as well, Amtrak. She drugged me to a meeting and I thought, oh, this is fun. Sit and eat dinner and discuss things. And I got more and more involved. And it's like, oh, this is a worthy organization. We can get a lot done in the communities. We can get a lot done within our ranks. As Sharon mentioned, in the male dominated industry, we need the support of others. It's just, it's hard to put into words. When you attend a convention, we have a yearly convention where we do our business, and you get to meet these women face to face, and you have friendships that last a lifetime. Lisa, my best friend that popped in a little while ago, she's an Indianapolis Circle City member. We were just talking about the ladies that are no longer with NARBW. As Sharon mentioned previously about the Chicago chapter, in 2014, the chapter president of the Chicago chapter, Marie Gallagher, was a sweetheart. She loved to party. She was, I don't know, almost 90 years old. She passed away. And then the vice president stepped up, who was 89, and she, I'm not kidding. And then she passed away, I don't know, like 6 months later. So it really did. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. So we really thought we were going to lose the Chicago chapter. And that's why I started pushing with Sharon and another Sharon Davenport that works at the Amtrak yards. We've got to do something. Chicago has railroads galore. This is our hub. We need to get this chapter revived. And I have to thank the ladies of Chicago. You have done a fabulous job. I have been with Amtrak for 30 and a half years. I am a, let's see, I'm a lead, just got promoted to lead, by the way. This year during COVID, I was able to get promoted. So that is really special to me during this time. So a lead senior business systems specialist. Basically, I work on the Amtrak's asset management system where we track the maintenance on our equipment. And Ray, who you see, she's our national scholarship chair. She was my boss before she retired. So I brought her into NARBW and she brought me into WMS. So it's pretty good mix.
Good trade-off.
Yes, there you go. So I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about NARBW. It started back in 1921. The Hazel Cornell, and Hazel is our founder. She was sitting at the Chicago Union Station on one of those old hard benches, and she was looking at this door that said for railroad men only. And she heard men walking, you know, going into the door, heard clinking of ice, cigarette smoke filtering through, men laughing. And she's like, well, wait, why is that? For railroad men only? That's not right. So she had been in Chicago on business. She went back home to Minnesota, St. Paul, and she got on the phone with her railroad friend, Sarah Miles, and told her what happened. They like, well, wait a minute, we've got to do something about that. So they began hosting at-home meetings for railroad women. 1925, the women requested and received a charter from the state of Minnesota and became the Railway Business Women's Association. The second chapter, Chicago, was formed in November of 1925. So we have been around a really long time. At this point, we have 16 chapters and over 400 members. Now, back in 2015, Central Florida became a new chapter, and that is where I live currently. I moved from Indiana down to Florida 9.5 years ago, when I got promoted to just a system specialist, and now I'm a lead. And then this year, Shamanda, Southern California, the national board went out to California before COVID. It was the end of January. We held our winter board meeting, and we also held meet and greets at Metra and Amtrak. And they started a chapter. Now, they were installed during COVID, so we had to do our first Zoom installation, but Southern California is our latest chapter. So we're very proud of that, and we love our organization. So let's see. Okay, so a little bit of purpose. Stimulate the railroad industry. You can reach out to your congressman. You know, as Ray mentioned earlier, we need to protect Amtrak. It's the only national continental railroad for passengers. So we've got to keep Amtrak moving. We foster cooperation and better understanding within its industry and its affiliates. We create good public relationships for railroad industries. As Shamanda mentioned, the Railroad Age magazine, I forgot her name, but we even promote NARBW within the Railway magazine itself. That's always exciting when we can get listed in a magazine and articles. And then we educate social and professional interests of its members. And we will talk about that, of course, here in a little bit more detail. And then we also undertake charitable and benevolent and social welfare projects. And this is really huge for our organization, and Vanessa will talk about that here in a little bit. All right, so our crest. I know it's probably a little hard to see, but I am wearing the National President's pin. It is gorgeous. It does get passed down to each of our national presidents. We also have chapter pins, and we also have member pins when you join. So let's see if I can show you this. So this is our crest. The wild rose at the top is a symbol of femininity. The linked chains at the top characterizes strength through unity. The crossbucks signify alertness. The track represents the railroad industry. And the clasp hands indicate friendship. So I don't think there could be a truer synopsis of our organization than our pin. And it's been around for 80 years. I think that's pretty amazing. All right. So next on the agenda is my introduction of Clee Shaw, Chicago member, and she is also their publications chair. So without further ado, Clee.
You're on mute, Clee.
That would help now, wouldn't it? As Melanie stated, my name is Clee Shaw. I'm the manager of crew dispatching at Metra. I've been in the railroad industry for 23 years, and that is combined service with both freight and commuter. I joined NARBW in 2018 by invitation of another manager there at Metra. And I do sit as the publication chair for the Chicago chapter. I was new in management when I got the invitation to join, and I had a checklist because there were certain things that just had to be in order for me to want to join the organization. I wanted camaraderie of like-minded women who understood the struggle of working in a male-dominated industry. And I wanted to be part of an organization that provided a plethora of on-hand mentors and networking opportunities. And then I also wanted, and this was crucial for me, an organization that was active in community service, that did not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. And I found all of that with NARBW. They hit every check, every check, every check. So that's why I chose NARBW. That's why I'm a part of NARBW. Deborah, you want to tell us why you joined NARBW?
Sure. I'd also like to welcome whoever joined us on the phone just now. Would you like to say hello?
Hi, this is Karina.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. That's Sharon.
Yes.
Hi, Sharon.
Hey. All righty.
So I'm Deborah, and I got connected to NARBW. It seems like all roads lead to Sharon. Sharon and I met I don't know, 2013, 2014, I was working for a regional railroad in Minnesota at the time, and I was communications manager for that railroad and then for the station, St. Paul's Union Depot, where Hazel got her first charter. And I was very excited to learn a new business. I have always been working in a male dominated field, but the previous 20 years have been primarily in waste management. And I was super excited to move into the transportation industry. And I met Sharon because Amtrak, we served as the stop, the St. Paul, Minneapolis stop for Amtrak. And I got to meet Sharon and a bunch of other folks at the time, and we found out we had a lot in common. And then I moved into a different type of role where I had railroading and public works. And Sharon, we just kept getting in touch, met for the first time face to face, maybe even at a NARBW happy hour, I'm not sure, but I do remember being in Chicago and being invited, and I remember meeting Yolanda at the time too, probably some other people who I don't remember. And I did eventually move to Chicago in 2018 and was working on the CREATE project, which included all the railroads in the Chicago area. And since then I moved on, but I still work in communications. And during a interim period in my life, I was visiting Sharon in Chicago, and she said that she thought I would really enjoy the women of NARBW, and she shared all the work that you do, just like what Clee said. And as a lifelong Girl Scout, I've been a Girl Scout since I was 5 years old, so that's almost 40, 50, almost 50 years. And the community service, the female-only environment, and the support of women who are interested in developing greater skills and relationships that help everyone get to where they're looking to go really appealed to me. So I did join and have become active, and I do now live back in Minnesota, but I continue to do what I can from afar. So I would also like to recognize we had someone else join us, I believe Victoria. Would you like to say hello? We'd like to say hello to you. Well, we'll just say hello to you. Thank you for joining us tonight or this afternoon. It's almost dark here. So I'd like to introduce the National Scholarship Chair, Ray Hubner. I think we've all met her just briefly, but she will share with you one of the important elements of this organization in scholarship.
Thank you, Deborah. I am Ray Hubner, and I serve on the National Board as the National Scholarship Chairman. I retired from Amtrak in 2014 after starting at the ripe old age of 19. And out of my 41 years, I spent 38 of them in one of the strongest male-dominated departments, mechanical. 38 years there, and I learned quite a lot. Just like our history, when I joined 16 years ago, I was excited to meet women who I had spoken to on the phone across the country in other states and regions who were also railroad women. I was proud to join this organization of philanthropic railroad women. I am a railroad woman, and it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I was also really excited to understand that there was the possibility of a scholarship from a railroad women's organization. Crazy. Our education is very important in this industry, as you all probably very well know. It's just like the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers statement where she did everything he did, but walking backwards in high heels. It's kind of what we have had to do on this railroad, but I am so proud of us for hanging in there. And congratulations, Kamala. I do want to tell you that having railroad sisters support you is invaluable. I learned of NARBW thanks to President McKim. I met her talking on the phone almost every single day, and she was about 500 miles away. I had no idea who she was, and that was 16 years ago. So I want to give you some information on scholarships specifically. Last year, we did present 8 scholarships that totaled $16,000. The first time that we did it was in 1978, so it's a very successful program. We've changed the rules over the years. And one of the things that we are real cognizant of is raising funds in order to be able to award scholarships. Scholarships are available to members and members' families. Currently, it is $2,000 to the 8 top scholars. It is any field of study now. We have raised it, obviously, up to $2,000, and we hope to be able to raise it in the future. Each chapter does have a scholarship chairman, and they are tasked with trying to help us raise funds for these scholarships. But many of them also are so successful that they are able to contribute to a chapter, a local scholarship. So that's another possibility. I myself got my bachelor's degree at the age of 54 because I was told I couldn't get promoted without a degree. So guess what? I did it 4 years. My school loans are paid off this January. I paid off $80,000. Yay. But thanks to NARBW, I won the scholarship 3 times, which is the limit. And I am so thankful. So that's 330 scholars, $386,000. Awesome. We do present at the formal banquet. The winners are acknowledged, and our formal banquet is annually. And there will be more information about the banquet and about the convention very soon. But now I want to introduce you to the Chicago Chapter Scholarship Chairman, and that is Yolanda Barbosa.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Yolanda Barbosa, and I've been a NARBW member for 5 years. I am currently the Chicago Chapter Secretary and Scholarship Chair, and I work for Amtrak, and it's been 11 years now working at Amtrak.
And you are also the National
Secretary.
Secretary. Don't forget that, that's very important.
Do you want me to go over the scholarship stuff, Sharon?
I'm sorry, I was letting someone in.
Okay.
Whatever you presented, prepared, Yolanda, is fine.
Okay. So as Ray said, I'm the the scholarship chair for the Chicago chapter. My position, I enjoy doing or helping students achieve their goals and assisting them financially is very rewarding. As the chapter scholarship chair, I raise money on behalf of the Chicago chapter, and we contribute to national scholarship program. The Chicago chapter has 2 winners, or had 2 winners this year. Tracy Robinson's daughter, she's in the picture there, and Jasmine Manley's brother. Well, Tracy's daughter was a 3-time recipient. And then Jasmine's brother, this was his first year winning. So congratulations to them. But in order, as Ray said, in order to be eligible, you have to be a member for at least 1 year or for 1 year. And then your family members are eligible as well.
Awesome.
And then I would like to introduce Vanessa Estelle, our National Welfare Chair.
Hey, I'm Vanessa. I'm the National Welfare Chairman. With the National Welfare, we have what we call the Benevolent Fund. This year we're donating to Alzheimer's research and also to the Wounded Warrior Project. We always give to the American Cancer Society in research. That's always been a staple for welfare projects. We have decided to go more so with the Wounded Warrior Project this year. Our convention is in Jacksonville, and that's the headquarters for our Wounded Warrior project. Some of the activities that we do are they do walks, different chapters do walks. They also donate purses. This year, since we are in COVID, a lot of the ladies made masks. They made masks for their chapters, made masks for other individuals, different groups. We also do food banks. People volunteer at food banks. They do walks. They do mentorship with other young ladies. It's a whole gamut of different activities that we do on welfare. And at the end of the year, each chapter that donates either 300 hours in charities, working, doing different charities, or $300 will be awarded recognition. The individuals that have 300 hours or $300, they're called Good Samaritans. And that's where, as an individual, if they go to a nursing home or just help in some capacity as an individual outside of what they do in the chapter, is what the Good Samaritan is all about. Also, this year we're going to try and do the Linus, and that project is donating blankets for children that's been through chemo. That is a project that we would like to undertake this year as well.
Awesome. All right. Is that it, Vanessa? Yes. Okay, I think we had someone else join. Bon, did you join in?
Yes.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. Hello. Thank you.
All right, great, great. And Bon, who are you with? Are you with, what organization are you with?
I was invited by Jackie to be a colleague of mine at Metra.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, we will continue now with our presentation. Next, we're going to, bring back on Melanie, who's going to give us a little bit of more information on how the different chapters give back.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Vanessa. And Vanessa pretty much covered it really well. We do, and I think it was Clee that mentioned one of the reasons she joined is because of our welfare events and activities. We don't sit idle, that is for sure. But the joy of our welfare events is each chapter can decide what activities they want to do. So can you go back one picture, Sharon?
All right.
Mm.
That's wrong direction.
Sorry. All right, right here. Okay, so this top left photo is the Central Florida chapter, my chapter that I belong with. And this was not this Mother's Day, but the previous Mother's Day. We did, we have a homeless shelter in Sanford where the Amtrak Auto Train facility is. And at the time, there were 18 mothers there staying at the time. So we put together 18 bags of needs. House slippers, feminine needs, shampoo, all kinds of goodies. And we put them in the bags and we delivered them to the homeless shelter. Now, we got that idea from the Philadelphia chapter because I believe they had done it like the year before. So that is so cool. You hear what different chapters are doing and they're like, hey, I want to do that. So we stole their idea. The other picture is the Houston chapter last year when they did the walk to end Alzheimer's. I think Chicago did the same walk. I know Central Florida did the walk as well. This year, the Alzheimer's walk is a virtual walk. I did sign up our Central Florida team, and we are going to do the same walk that we did last year in Daytona on the beach Saturday, the November 21st. So we're not doing it with the whole group of Alzheimer's members, people wanting to walk with the Alzheimer's group. We're just going to do it ourselves, and anyone wants to join us as well. And we're donating online, so we're still doing our part for Alzheimer's, even though we are during this COVID time. Okay, so the next slide is, I think Dana is going to describe these pictures, the chapters give back. So Dana Robles is our national convention chair. This year, we're really excited to have her on the board, and she will talk more about the convention here in a few slides. But Dana, if you want to describe these pictures.
Thanks, Melanie.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
these are pictures. The Jacksonville chapter just did a volunteer at the food bank. We had volunteers to go gather food and was donated to local people in the community. And as well as the Omaha chapter they did a purse drive collecting charity for abused women. As Melanie said, I'm Dana Robles. I work at CSX for 24 years in technology as a system engineer too. Joined NARBW in 2011. And as Clea said, before NARBW, I've always been active in the community. And that's why I joined NARBW, because of the activity they give back to the community. Next slide. The national convention is being held in Jacksonville, Florida on May the 20th through the 2nd. The 77th National Convention will be at the DoubleTree Hotel, the downtown location. Our theme is Follow the River to the Sun, Sand, and Sisters. Our fun night, we bring the beach to you, Luau, and our pre-tour is Fernandina Beach, Cumberland Island boat tour. You will see one thing that we are having coming up at the convention to raise funds. The hotel has given us a 2-day certificate. It can be used for the hotel stay during the convention. Well, we'll be doing a raffle on February the 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be selling tickets, $10 per ticket, or 3 chances for $25 for that raffle. You'll be receiving notification coming out in early December. And now I would like to introduce our 2022 National Convention, Yolanda Barbosa.
Thank you, Dana. So yes, 2022, Chicago is hosting the convention, and we were supposed to host a convention in 2020, but due to COVID, everything was canceled. So we were very, very disappointed, but we're excited. 2022 is going to be great. And let me see here. The convention is normally held in May. We have business meetings. We do luncheons, we have evening events such as the fun night. Our theme for the Chicago chapter is Broadway in Chicago, musicals and theater. So during fun night, you can dress up according to the theme. The final night, we have a banquet dinner, we have dancing, and we will also have a city tour as well. We just don't know what we're doing yet. So yeah, the Chicago chapter is happy to host our NARBW sisters.
Awesome. Now we'll turn it over to Ray.
Hi again. This is a fun slide to describe. On the top picture, it's 2018 and it's Fun Night in Kansas City. And we have women represented at this table from Central Florida, Philadelphia, and Indianapolis, Circle City. And we were participants in a murder mystery, a Western themed, obviously. We don't dress like that all the time. Some of us may.
Well, I mean, come on.
Whatever. And in the lower left picture, that is a formal picture that the Chicago members that attended the 2019 convention in Atlantic City at Bally's Casino. So you may recognize yourselves there. And there's President McKim. The picture on the lower right is at a formal business meeting. This is when the members of the national board and guests are seated in front of the convention body. So yeah, there's plenty of other pictures on our website. So enjoy them.
All righty. So Jackie, you want to turn it over? I'll stop sharing my screen here for a moment.
All right, ladies, here we go. I'm gonna give you about 20 seconds. If you haven't already done so, grab yourself some libations. We're getting ready to have a little trivia. Or do you already have your libation? Oh, Ray, you're always ready. I love you. Did I tell you that? And you just took that in. She's a champion, ladies.
I need a minute, Jackie.
That's okay.
That's what happens when you laugh while you're taking a sip.
This is what you missed that lip, did you? It's all right. It's all right. All right, ladies, we're gonna have a little bit of trivia. This is what I call, do you know your letters? This is going to be a little bit of acronym and abbreviation trivia, to which is all related to the railroad. Now, here's the thing. I didn't take in consideration that some of the ladies, my potential members, would be joining by phone. So we're gonna go with an honor system. And basically, I think Sharon, Clee, Jasmine, we all agreed that we're gonna give away 3-4 bags or bags with goodies or something. Yes, not if we, are we doing that? Yes, I need you all.
NARBW gift, but not goodie bags.
All right, then that's what we're gonna do. So here's what we're gonna do, ladies. We're gonna do an honor system. And that way, if you have a piece of paper or something, you can jot down your answers, and you know what, I trust you. And we're gonna keep it moving, because what I don't want to do is bore you. No, not at all. And you guys give me a thumbs up when you're ready to get this trivia going.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, wait, we lost Jasmine.
You
All
stick
right.
in the water. You
She,
stick. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
okay, everybody has their libations and that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do again. This little bit of trivia is called Know Your Letters. Thumbs up. The first abbreviation or acronym is AAR. What does that mean? Okay, Ray.
American Association of Railroads.
Ew, 1 for Ray. We're gonna do 5, ladies, and the best out of 5 is what we're going with. Jasmine, where were you? You just missed that. Yes, continue drinking, you. Yeah, Okay, Ray, you got that one. Okay, the next one. Are you ready, ladies? BNSF. Mel, our national president.
Oh shoot, now I just lost it. Burlington Northern BNS. Southern BNSF. Freight.
No.
Burlington
What you got,
Northern
Clee?
Santa
What
Fe.
you got, Clee? What you got?
Burlington Northern.
Burlington Northern Santa Fe.
Oh,
Bingo!
Deborah,
There we
where
go.
were you? You had to help me. You got to like right.
Sign language.
Okay, ladies, that's 2 questions or 2 down. That's 1 apiece, 1 for Ray, 1 for Clee. The next one, are you ready? ABS.
NB. No.
ABS. Clee?
Oh.
Automatic braking system.
Wait, who is that yelling at me? What?
Oh, Vaughn. It looks like Vaun raised her hand.
her hand.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Well, okay, Clee, we're gonna let Vaughn answer that. Go ahead, Vaun. What was it, love?
Automatic braking system.
Okay, and also accepted is automatic block signal system. Boom and boom and boom. Okay, ladies, here we go. 1 for Ray, 1 for Vaughn, and 1 for Miss Clee. Our next one, BOS.
Boston.
That Amtrak, it's Boston. No, it's not. Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it
I'm
is.
just gonna take a stab at it.
Go ahead, stab away, Yolanda, what you got?
Burlington Operation System?
And we will go with an That is not what I'm looking for. You get 5 more seconds. Who is that?
I got it.
What you got? What you got? What is it?
Yolanda Jones. I'm a boss.
You an for you there, lady.
Oh, yes.
You get one more try before I give it up, and we move on to the next one. No takers?
First word blended?
You know what, Ray? I love you. You and I will get together. We'll blend some things, you and me. Okay, ladies, we're going to pass on that. The answer that I was looking for BOS is either back office systems or server. Or everybody's going, So we had no winners for that. Okay. Our next acronym. Are we ready, ladies?
Yes.
ATC.
Automatic train control?
Was that Miss Karina?
Yep.
All right, Karina, you got one. Okay, ladies, that was our first 5. We have Ray with 1, Vaughn with 1, Karina with 1, Clee with 1, and we have a 0 for the BOS. Okay, the next 5. Are we ready, ladies?
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't sound, wait a minute.
Yes. Bring it on.
I'll mute all of you all. Okay, here we go. Our next set of acronyms, CAD.
Oh man. Computer aided, me, Sonia, computer aided dispatch.
Computer aided.
That is correct, Sonia. Bing, bing, bing. All right. Here we go, ladies. Our next one. You ready?
Yes.
CFR.
Call for service.
Code of Federal
Okay,
Regulations.
Deb, there we go, Deb. Good job, love. Good job. She said,
what was it?
Code of Federal Regulations. CFR, ladies. CFR.
238.
238, yep.
I have 3 more, and I'm looking for those that got, you ladies ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
Here we go. Everybody should get this one. CNR. All right, Jacqueline. Go, Jacqueline. That's Jack. There we go, Jacqueline. Yes.
I actually knew something. Wow, look at me.
What was it?
Canadian
National Railroad.
National Railroad.
Okay.
And also accepted was Canadian National Railway.
Yep.
That's right.
You just always see CN.
Wait a minute now. This is my game. Jasmine, I'm gonna mute you.
I was
You're
Jasmine.
muted. Okay.
Mute her.
Our next acronym, ladies, are you ready? CCB. Go ahead, Yolanda.
Take another guess. Chicago Central Beltway or something like that.
No.
I'm trying.
Yes, you are.
That was a good try.
That was a good try. Do we have any other takers? Okay. Configuration Control Board.
Oh, I was way off.
Yes, this is the new thing with the PTC, ladies. Yeah. You got nothing on that. Okay, nothing on that one. Okay, are we ready for this next one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
DOD.
Dead on arrival. No, sorry.
Dead on delivery.
Go ahead, Jacqueline.
Well, as an Air Force brat, I only noticed Department of Defense. But
And you are correct. Bing, 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 bing.
Oh,
Yes.
You're in the lead, Jacqueline.
You are in the lead. Jacqueline has the lead with 2.
So,
All right,
Jackie,
ladies.
I need to know, what is the connection between the DOD and the railroads?
The Department
that's
of
what I was wondering
Defense.
too. I didn't think that was it, but go ahead.
Yeah, the Department of Defense has been instrumental with a lot of the PTC and some of the government regulations and warranties and collaborations with the freight and commuter rail with putting together the safety plans, implementation.
Oh, okay.
Homeland
Interesting.
Security.
Yeah, Homeland
There's
Security,
also-
all of it came together.
There's
Give me-
also the little fact that if there's any electromagnetism attacks on the US, freight trains can run, and the Department of Defense can take them and use them.
take it, absolutely.
Wow.
Yes, that's right.
And
Look at
Amtrak
that.
too. We have freight locomotives at Amtrak that they have earmarked. In fact, one freight locomotive kept New Orleans going during a Katrina when the Superdome was inundated, and the Amtrak station and the rail yard became the prison system for that area and a lot of other things.
Wow.
Absolutely.
One locomotive.
Absolutely. See, this is
Got it.
why you need to join NARBW. Look at that, Ray. You're a wealth of information. Me and you, girl. Me and you.
But
I was
no,
just thinking about the Department of Defense. Is it related to my waste management work and how I used to have to go down to the Savannah River site, which is a plutonium manufacturing facility, and it was literally like you had to make an appointment. You went in the room, they gave you a badge, then you had to get vetted, then you had like a security team take you, and then they had someone else taking notes the whole time you were there.
That's because it was the department. That's right. Okay, ladies, here we go. EIC. EIC.
Earned
Shamanda?
income credit.
Okay, employee in charge.
Yes, ma'am. There we go, Shamanda. Bing,
Also
bing.
known as RWIC.
Yeah, okay.
Well, wealth of knowledge.
I love it. Okay, ladies, so far we have Miss Jacqueline with 2, and I have 1, 2, 3 more acronyms. Are we ready?
yes.
Yes, I need y'all to get just a tad bit more happy for me, just a little bit. Here we go, ladies. GCOR.
What?
G.
Dawn has her hand.
Can you repeat the question, please?
GCOR.
Yvonne's hand is up.
Yvonne, go ahead.
Code, General Code of Operating Rules.
Come on. Bing, 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 bing.
That's Metro right there.
That's Metro right there, baby.
Yeah.
Ladies,
That's Metra.
we
That
have
acronym.
2 and 2. You're killing me here. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay. We have 2 and 2. We have Miss Jacqueline with 2. We have Miss Vaughn with 2.
Metro.
Okay. I have, yes, 2 more. Are we ready, ladies?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay, yes, we're ready.
FEMA.
FEMA.
Oh, come
Federal
on, Sharon.
Emergency Management Agency.
Yes, who was that? Deborah?
Deborah.
That was Deborah? Okay. Okay, ladies. That's Deborah with 2. Miss Jacqueline with 2. Miss Bond with 2. I have 1 last and final. Are we ready? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead. You guys are killing me here. We're just
waiting. Come on, Jackie.
Okay. IAIS.
F like Frank or S like Sam?
I as in Indian, A as in apple, I as in igloo, S as in Sam.
I know what it means. I just don't know what the acronym is, but it's the Iowa Interstate Railroad.
That is it, Shamanda. Bing, 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 bing. Okay. We have, what do we got? A three-way tie?
We have four.
Yes.
It's a four-way.
Yes.
Right, because we got 3 gifts we're giving out.
It's a
We
four-way.
got,
Yeah, but it's
okay.
Wait, did Shamanda was that you, Shamanda, that got that one?
Yes.
That's my
Okay, so
donation.
there's a four-way tie then.
That's a four-way tie. You are absolutely right. And
I don't count because I was a co-chair of this event.
So then we
okay, so that's, I was correct. Then we have a three-way tie. So that would be Shamanda, Miss Jacqueline, and Miss Vaughn. Okay, so what I will do, if it's okay with Sharon and my board members, we will govern these ladies, the 3 winners of the bags of the trivia. How do you all feel about that?
Yeah.
Yay!
I surprised myself.
Yes. Yes, congratulations, ladies. Thank you for playing. So, Miss Jacqueline, Miss Shamanda, and Miss Bond, we will contact you guys a little bit later and get as much detail from you as possible so that
Miss
we can.
Jackie.
Yes, you're going to donate your bag.
Yes, give it away right now to a new member.
Okay, we're going to give that away to a new member. So, with that, well, yeah, so how do you want to do that? You want to incorporate that?
Oh, did a new member answer a question?
No, all of the ladies that participated are.
Sonia answered a question.
Sonia sure did. Sonia, you will get a bag because you answered the CAD. So you are a winner of a NARBW bag. Okay, ladies. So with that said, thank you again for participating in Know Your Letters. That was our acronym trivia. And our winners again were Miss Jacqueline, Miss Sonia, and Miss Bond. Thank you, ladies. And I think with that, I am supposed to do something. Boom, let's see what I'm doing. And yeah. All right. That was fun, yes?
Yes.
We have enough? Yes. We have any more libations? Yes. No? All right. With that said, I take you ladies now into some of the details of what the Chicago chapter does. You've already heard from the members of NARBW, the Chicago chapter, how they've grown, how they look forward to the community service, how the sisterhood and the camaraderie and how we all just feed off of each other, being a national chapter, being local, and bringing our skill set to the table. Because when it's all said and done, ladies, we are still considered the unicorn in this industry. Our chapter meets, the Chicago chapter meets on the 3rd Saturday of every month from 11 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. In the event there are any changes, Sharon has been great with updating us on any type of changes or if we have to amend or change that schedule. But please note the Chicago chapter meets every 3rd Saturday and it's from 11 until 12:30. The chapter represents again Anacostia Rail Holdings, Amtrak, BNSF, Canadian National, CSX. We have Metra, we have UP and NY and Atlanta Railroad. And I think I left somebody out. I believe we have a member from CSX as well, CN or CSX, but we represent quite a plethora of individuals. I stole that from you, Clee, of individuals in this chapter.
I swear you big words.
Most
swag.
Right. Most of our members, as you all know, we reside here in Chicago, with the exception of Miss Deborah and Beatrice, of course. They're in New York and Minnesota, and we have quite a few ladies, Delaware, Indiana. I can't restrict where you want to go. I say join them all, because that's how much I appreciate this organization, and that's how much I respect every woman that's a part of NARBW. We host a great deal of activities. Again, the personal growth, the volunteering opportunities, the networking, the fun, the friendship, the sisterhood, it all comes together. And I know I make light, Sharon, of saving the world, but I love what you all do. This is why I'm part of NARBW, and this is why I'm so passionate about NARBW. So ladies, if you have yet to make a decision on coming to the Chicago chapter or any chapter of this organization, do it quick, do it fast. We represent and we acknowledge our many essential workers. Here recently, the photo that you see are those that had to work without without a break, if you will, where some of us got a little bit of a break in between during this COVID. These ladies were recognized as essential workers because they had to continue doing what they do, how they do, and in the manner that they did it. So thank you again to our essential workers, Ms. Clee Shaw, Paula Taylor, and the other ladies. Their names escape me right now, but thank you for being essential workers. We really appreciate you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. With that, I am going to turn it back over to Ms. Clee Shaw, and she'll give you some highlights again on some of those things that the Chicago chapter extends.
So this year, 2020, we know that COVID struck us, and it changed all of our lives. It changed what we know to be normal. And we had to establish a new norm. The Chicago chapter decided to use technology to have our meetings and to host various events. One of the events that we did was a sip and fashion event where I served as the Chicago chapter's mixologist. I picked 2 cocktails and taught my sisters how to make those cocktails so we'd have something to sip on while we're, hunkered down here at home, can't go anywhere, can't do anything, might as well have a cocktail, right? And then we had Shelly Malashi, who was a wardrobe consultant. And she shared wardrobe tips with us that we could use both professionally and casually right out of our own closets with things that we had right there in our closet. Another event that we did was protecting your financial health. And this was presented by our member Tracy Robinson's husband, Noah Robinson, who is a master of finance. And he taught us a little bit about establishing budgets, preparing an emergency fund, financial challenges that we might have, and retirement planning. Jasmine, we had a few other things that we did also. You want to share those with us?
Yes. First, just a little bit about myself. I am currently working with a short line railroad, which is called Anacostia Rail Holding Company. And we have about 6 or 7 short line railroads across the US. I have been with Anacostia for 6 years now. With NARBW, I joined in 2015. My manager thought it would be something for us ladies to get interested in, and thought that we should give it a try. So with his encouragement and with our past president, Linda Hawk's encouragement, she was with one of the Anacostia railroads, which was the Chicago South Shore and South Bend Railroad. We came to the meeting that Sharon described a little bit earlier, and we've been rolling with the Chicago chapter ever since. We've gotten all the Anacostia ladies. One of our railroads is in New York, the New York and Atlantic Railroad. We got them to join. We did have a couple of California, LA ladies in our Chicago chapter, but when they opened up the Southern California chapter, they moved over to the Southern California chapter. I am a mother of 4 girls. My 3 youngest girls all in high school, and they are also NARBW members, and they also participate in the welfare projects that we do. I pull them into the social activities. I have one that's a senior this year, so I'm definitely going to be signing her up for the scholarship to see if she gets that to, you know, help further her career. So with the Chicago chapter highlights, first picture is virtual bingo fundraiser. We do fundraisers to help fund some of the projects that we want to do, and also some of the social activities that we do. So we had a virtual bingo. This was our first one, and this was this past September. It was just a time for you to bring family and friends together during this, you know, COVID-19. We all are stuck in, and we decided to have some fun. So it turned out to be a really good success. We invite you to come. We will be doing it again in December, so it'll be back by popular demand. The next picture is Beatrice at the beginning of the presentation talked about some of the things that she did, and she offered life coaching sessions. So we did have a presentation for her called Unprecedented Times. And if you can kind of look in the flyer a little bit, everything that she talked about previously, what she does for Amtrak is kind of what she presented to the Chicago chapter or anybody that joined that day. We talked about, you know, how to cope during the time. She gave us some little tips and activities and everything to do while we're at home to kind of get through these times. So it was a great presentation that we did. So definitely, if you become a member, take advantage of her life coach session. It was very meaningful, and I think we all took something away from it when we had her do the presentation. So now I will turn it over to Sharon.
Thank you, Jasmine. A few of you guys may have come on, or ladies, I should say, may have come on after Beatrice gave her talk. So just so that everyone's aware, all of the new folks that are on the call, Beatrice is going to be giving out 3 45-minute life coaching sessions for the members that joined this week. So if you join this week, we'll put your name in a hat, and 3 of the ladies will get life coaching sessions. That's our way to say that we appreciate you joining. We care about you more than just you joining, but we care about your well-being and your health and your professional and your personal and your mental state. So please consider joining. And I will move on to the next slide, which is new member induction. And we are really hoping that this happened in February. This was our new member induction, and we had 3 ladies who just joined. A couple are, one is the lady in the red sweater. She, you all may know her, Paula Taylor. She's an engineer for Metra. Yvonne in the middle in the pink and black jacket. She works for Amtrak. She retired, but she was a dispatcher. She worked in dispatching. And then we have Benita Gibson, who works for Union Pacific Railroad, and she is the superintendent of commuter operations, I believe, here in Chicago. And she's been quite busy after, with COVID these days and all the stuff that's affecting the railroad. And as you see on the right, you see they all have yellow roses. So what we did was whenever you get inducted, when we're able to meet safely in person, we have induction ceremonies where we formally welcome our new members. We give them a rose, there's a presentation. And on this day, we also were celebrating our Founders Day. So you'll see pictures on the side that have look like they're from, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, as well as a big cake. So we had a big celebration at that event. So hopefully once you guys join, we'll be able to have an induction ceremony again for you when it's safe to do so. This was another induction ceremony that we had at Chicago Union Station pre-COVID. And that was several of the members who joined at that time. And we were in the old barber shop at Chicago Union Station that was renovated. So as you guys can see, even though we had COVID, these are some of the pre-COVID volunteer activities. You know, we talked about what some of the national things that some of the things that we do on the national level, but these are some of the organizations that our members give back to, whether they're volunteering their time or whether they're giving financial donations. The members of the Chicago chapter have been very, very strong volunteer ladies, and they do a lot. As Vanessa indicated, we do recognize volunteerism nationally, but at the Chicago level, at the end of the fiscal year, we recognize our members for the amount of time that they volunteer, whether they're volunteering on behalf of NARBW or if they're volunteering whatever they're doing. If they spend hours giving back, we ask them to submit their hours to us, and we recognize them for, you know, their donations and for their time that they spend volunteering and giving back to the community. This is probably one of our more fun activities that we were doing every single year until COVID hit, is that we volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House. Those of you who are familiar with it know that the Ronald McDonald House houses families that have sick children in the hospitals, and the families live far away from where the care is. So the Ronald McDonald House lets them stay there at no charge. And different organizations come in and prepare meals so that when they get back from the hospital, they don't have to worry about trying to prepare a meal. You know, there's already meal fixed. And as you can see, we had a pretty delicious tasting meal. It looked like we had macaroni and baked chicken and lots of good stuff. So we do that every year, as well as a number of other organizations that we participate in. I'm going to turn this over to Yolanda, who is very instrumental in our efforts to raise money for American Cancer Society. Yolanda?
Hello. So yes, for the past 4 years, the Chicago chapter has walked in the Making Strides for Breast Cancer. Of course, this year we did not because of COVID. When we do go to downtown to do the walk, it's usually the past 4 years we've had great weather. So we've been lucky. And we walk along the lakefront near Soldier Field, home of the Chicago Bears. So it's very nice view. But once again, due to COVID, we weren't able to do that, but we did go on the website and create a NARBW team and was able to raise a little over $1,000 this year towards Making Strides for Breast Cancer Walk.
Awesome. All right, and next we'll have Deborah, who will speak on this event where we partnered with Black Hawk Railway Historical Society. You're on mute, Deborah.
This was a really especially fun event for me. I will give a shout out to Beatrice's event as well. It was very powerful, and I do encourage you all to join. If just our fun isn't enough, working with her will make it worth every penny of your membership. For this event, though, it was special for me because I really enjoy history, and I'm borderline foamer. And the Black Hawk Railway Society worked with us to prepare a presentation on the history of women in railroading. And it was fascinating how long women have been involved in the rail industry, going back almost 175 years, which blew my mind. I had no idea. One of the other interesting things was that in the 1870s, women started becoming more visible. They weren't back at the house, and they were doing things like station agents or doing telegraphs or train orders. And they began to get more responsibility in the railroading industry, and their work included working on the railroad itself, doing management work, designing railroads, designing the stations and the hotels that went along with railroads. It was just a really interesting presentation that gave me, and hopefully everyone else who attended, a context of the role that women have played since the beginning of railroading. And so it was a powerful presentation. Awesome. Okay, I get to hand it off to
Jasmine?
I lost my
Okay.
Jazz, thanks.
Some more Chicago chapter highlights. The picture on your left, titled Confidence Building Exercise. One of our members, Tracy Robinson, ended her career with Amtrak and moved on to a new, and I guess I should say, while she was trying to move on to her next goal, she did a bunch of activities such as confidence building to get her in her next leadership role or her next career goal. So everything that she learned, she brought back to NARBW and did a presentation. This picture right here that you see was one exercise that we did to boost our confidence for the day. We also talked about some things such as resume writing, how to go in for interviews, how to take that leadership role as a woman, and definitely trying to just grow yourself within the industry that you choose to be with. So that was presented by our very own, and we had a good time and learned quite a bit, tidbits that we could take and use, even in our current positions, whether we were, looking to excel where we are now, or even just to just stay firm where you're at, just to grow yourself. So that was a good presentation. To your right, the Homewood Rail Fest is a neighborhood rail event that's hosted by Homewood, Illinois, the village of Homewood, Illinois. And this is something that NARBW has, the Chicago chapter has participated in since I think we revived the chapter. And this is where we get our name out there to all of those railroad fans that, show up. We talk about NARBW, we hand out cookies, we hand out pens, whatever else we can come up with for those that are interested. We, try to find out if they're currently with the railroad as an employer. I'm sorry, an employee, if they know someone family-wise that is with the railroad. We try to encourage them to look into our organization and be a part of us. At this event also, there are other vendors that are there promoting rail stuff in the rail. So this is something that we definitely participate in every year. And we're hoping to do, of course, didn't do it for 2020, but we're hoping to do it for 2021 if they have us back.
Awesome. Thank you, Jasmine. So now we will, is that next?
Yeah, this is me too.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so some more chapter highlights of us having fun, building our camaraderie within the Chicago chapter. We host meet and greets, and at the upper left-hand corner, we hosted a meet and greet, and this is where Madam President Melanie McKim came, and we were doing presentations or just talking about the organization and how we can move forward with the organization. So we were having a good time there. Every year, the Chicago chapter hosts a holiday party where we either meet at a restaurant, or in the last few times we've met at someone's home, and we just celebrated the holidays. So that is in the lower left and the upper right. Those are both holiday party activities, of course. In the middle, this is a social event that the Chicago chapter did, where quite a few of us took a train trip to Milwaukee, and we took the Hiawatha, if I'm saying it correct, okay, Amtrak train. And we also visited the historic Third Ward, and we dined for lunch at the Milwaukee Ale House. we just had a good time. And then we also attended, which was in the area, the music festival, Music Fest there in Milwaukee. We had a great time. We shopped, we talked, we just shared and had a good time all overall. So that was a good thing. In the lower right-hand corner was, I think, one of our first social events for the chapter. And we met at Bottle and Bottega, where we did a sip and paint. So those are all of our lovely portraits where we, did our fine art and just talked and laughed and just came together as chapter members. So now I turn it over to Jackie.
All right, ladies, I'm back. And basically my job is just to excite you about this organization. If I have not done that, I have not done my job, okay? So I'm going to reiterate to you that the highlights that the Chicago chapter have done in 2020. January, they did the Chicago networking event. February was Founders Day and the induction of the new members. March, we rounded it off with the history event highlighting women in railroad. And I have to agree with Deb, that was a great presentation, and such is life that, they try to count the women out, but yet there would possibly be not one rail without women being involved. So with that said, the virtual events go without saying. We had a great time in April with protecting our finances, our money, learning how to build and create budgets. In May, we did the Sip and Fashion event. July was great with recognizing our essential workers and the welfare recognition. Beatrice was awesome in July with the Unprecedented Times presentation. September, well, as you can see, we got back to the basics with our parliamentarian presentation. That's something else that once you join is a great thing to participate, to learn how that whole process goes. We had 2 events, it looks like, in September. Family and Friends, the bingo was awesome. November we did, you're participating in November. Yeah, you should all give yourselves a round of applause. Be NARBW, be happy. Yes, come and join us. December, we're looking forward to another Family and Friends bingo. And 2021 will be a better year for all of us, a new you. And again, Beatrice will get on board with giving 3 of our newest members her expertise and skill set in being a life coach. With that said, again, if I have not excited you, hopefully Deborah can do so. I'm going to hand it over to her. Be NARBW. Chicago.
Well, thank you very much to everyone for sharing their thoughts. And I would like to ask if any of the women who are not members have any questions for us or. Yep.
We need to talk about joining. That's still Jackie. Sorry to scroll back.
Well, I think it got split up, but I can do that. How do I join? That's what you asked me. Yes. Okay. Let's do that. You can become a member. Well, let me tell you how you join. We are currently, our membership is $25 yearly. That is for the Chicago chapter. The $35 is for the national joining. Correct me at any time, ladies, if I get off into something else. Again, just to reiterate, we do our meetings on Saturdays. The Chicago chapter accepts forms of payment through Zelle. And are we still doing PayPal, Jasmine? Okay, and I believe the link for joining is actually NARBW Chicago Treasurer @gmail.com. Again, ladies, that's NARBW Chicago Treasurer @gmail.com. So I think with that, I believe now
Jackie,
I turn it over. Yes.
if I may, the $25 is the annual due if it's made directly to the Chicago chapter. The $35 is if they're joining online.
Okay, you see that? Learn something new every day. I just give them my $25 because I have such a good time. Yay.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie. Sorry to
Always.
jump ahead.
Oh, that's
Oh, and
okay.
I jumped way ahead. I went 2 slides ahead.
Yes, friend, it's okay. It's those cups. Join us.
So one of the things that I do in my role in communications is I'm a big fan of social media and media events and writing blogs and newspaper articles and press releases and all the things. But we don't have all that right now. But we do have an active Facebook group and an active LinkedIn group. And the LinkedIn group is really more about promoting women within the organization, within the chapter itself, and highlighting their careers, or as was mentioned earlier, the women who were doing extraordinary work during the COVID, or was still doing during COVID times, essential workers. And we highlight job information from other railroads and our events. The Facebook page is more, it still offers much of that information, but it's more social. So grandchildren or weddings or somebody going to college, it's a little different approach. It's got an added familiarity to it, which is consistent with both those platforms. And then there's the website for the national NARBW, and then the national Facebook page. So we hope to see you on all of those, ideally. And with that, do I get to ask people if they have any questions now?
Have Melanie talk a little bit about the national website.
Oh, okay.
As Deborah mentioned, a lot of our chapters, most of the chapters do have a Facebook page. So you can join the Facebook pages anytime, Chicago, Central Florida, Houston, Philadelphia. So you can go out and see what the different chapters are doing. It's a lot of fun information, and it's free to join. So the website, I'm going to share my screen.
I need to
I
stop.
think it's right here. Okay. Do you see my screen?
Not yet.
Yes.
Now, yes, now.
Okay. So we revamped this website. Jasmine, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, I would say that's probably about right.
Yeah. I reached out to Jasmine 2 years ago, maybe 3, I guess, and asked her to come on to the national board as the national publications chair. She was new to NARBW, but why not? Let's bring the newbies on board. So we did, and it was a great time. And she had contacts where we got to work with a lady that revamped our website. It needed it. So we're very proud of our new website page. We've got the who we are. So the purpose, history, chapter listing, the Hall of National Presidents, what we do, the scholarship program. Then we have the events, our calendar, the convention information, then the membership you can join, as Clee mentioned, online. It is $35 more for the paperwork and all of that. And then our documents, we do have a quarterly capsule that we send out from the national. That's what Jasmine's first job on the national board was. All of them are listed here. You can go back 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Member forms, once you become a member, you'll get the password for this, and then it has all of our business information there. We do have a presentations tab here, and also at the bottom right here. So the parliamentarian procedure or presentation that Sharon or Jackie was talking about, we have listed it here as well. Our welfare warriors, we like to always do a shout out to them. This was the cancellation of the 2020 convention due to COVID. This was our 2019 national convention, the fun night that we mentioned earlier. We do on the first night of our convention. And then this was all the new members that attended a convention. So we do have, this was our National Woman of the Year. So we do a lot of business and fun events at the convention. So those are the pictures listed there. So it's a good website. We've got lots of information. Here's the last 5 national presidents. So any questions on our national website, Facebook? If not, I'll send it back to you.
I have a question. I have
Yes,
a question.
Sonia.
Do you have like your applications on the website to
We
print
do.
out or, okay.
Yeah, I guess I should have not stopped sharing my screen. Let me know when you see it again.
I see it.
Okay, down here at the bottom where it says join NARBW, or you can also click up here and you'll find the applications there.
Okay.
The Chicago chapter also has a PDF document that we can shoot right over to you as well.
And that would probably be the better route. If you go through the online, then it goes through the national treasurer, and then they have to transfer everything over to Chicago. So if you can work with Jasmine, that would probably be easiest. But it is there available for you.
Okay. In case there's someone else somewhere else that may want to do it online, of course, I can share
Exactly.
that with you.
Yep.
But
Thank you.
if they're directly for the Chicago chapter, we encourage reaching out to us only because it has our direct payment information on there, where to send checks to our PO box and the direct emails for the electronic payment methods.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, now we'll turn it back over to Deborah.
I've been so eager to take questions. Does anybody have any questions for Jackie or I or anybody else on the call?
So your anticipated events that you're going to have, probably if 2021, but definitely in 2022, would there be some of the same things that you've had before? Because some of those virtual events that you've had, I was like, oh, yeah, nice. But I don't know if you're going to have those back again, or is it something different?
I would say that we are definitely going to continue having virtual events. The events that we've had a lot of really good participation, probably more than maybe even when we do it in person. And also it provides us, because the Chicago chapter has members across the country, it allows all of our members to be able to participate. So while we'll still be doing in-person things, we're hoping to also have an opportunity to, to make them as well, like Zoom events, and continue to do those. And we also invite members from our national, our other chapters across the country. So we also have an opportunity to, to have fun and talk to them, because we hardly ever see them in person. So I think we'll have to look at continuing a lot of the virtual things.
Awesome. Okay, great.
And if I could, just to expound on that, the National also did Zoom events this year as national quarterly social events. So in the fall, we did a scarecrow. We made a scarecrow out of a round dish, and it was a lot of fun. And then just the end of October, we did the NARBW masquerade. So we dressed up, best mask, all that good stuff. And Clee, you said you did the drinks for your virtual happy hour, right?
Yes, that is
hard work.
I am the Chicago mixologist.
Okay,
Yes.
well, next time we do a national event, I'm going to have you as our mixologist, because that's hard work. All right, thank you, Sharon.
All right, that's good. That's good. So we have a few people who didn't really get a chance to tell us about their job and their work. So I just wanted to bring them back on. I know we have I know Vaughn came on. Vaughn, what is your job at Metro? I'm not sure. Is she even still on?
I think
I
I
think
saw
so.
Vaughn left. Yeah, Vaughn left.
Okay, all right. So I don't know who the folks are that are signed on by phone, but the lady from Amtrak station, CBRE, I think that she.
So,
Oh, I'm Michelle. I'm here.
Yeah, hey Michelle, now tell us what your job is at Union Station.
That was hard to hear, Sharon.
I said, can you tell us about what your job was, what your job is at Chicago Union Station?
Sure. So I'm the marketing and events manager for Union Station. I pretty much handle all events, galas, anything like that for the station. So it's weddings. Like today, I actually had a wedding ceremony. You can only have up to 25 people, but they had about 18 people. So I handle all of their, any events, meetings, a lot of Amtrak trainings, anything that comes through the station that will be using our spaces. We just had the early voting, suburban Cook County early voting, so I managed all of that. I also handle all of our social media, just for Union Station, not Amtrak, obviously. And so that's pretty much day to day. I've continued to stay busy through this whole time, so I'm very grateful for that. And we have a lot of meetings and events for next year that are already being scheduled, which is good. So there's only about 4 of us now from CBRE directly, and then I deal with Amtrak pretty much, also different groups of Amtrak on a regular basis as well. And our office is in Union Station in room 107.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Yolanda, was Michelle our contact?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
she helped.
Okay.
We were going to do our hospitality night in the founders room, Michelle, remember? Yeah, so Michelle helped me with that. So I'll be reaching out to her again for 2022.
Well, she's going to be joining, so, she'll be a new member, so she'll have all the info for us and ready for us to go. Right, Michelle?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna join as soon as we hang up. I'll join.
Yay!
And Lois, tell us a little bit about what you do at Metro.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I work in Metro HR.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. And how long have you been in human resources?
5 years. I just made my 5 years this month.
Awesome. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So Jackie, I'll be reaching out to you. Are you in the office on Monday?
I will be this Monday.
Oh, okay. We're gonna hook up because I'm gonna join and I want you to walk me through it.
Okay. All right, Jacqueline, it's on you. You can round it off.
I'm joining. Sonia is joining.
Yay!
Awesome.
A little bit about what you do.
Ooh, you really want to know? Okay. I am a police officer. I've been a police officer for 30 years. I've been police with Amtrak police as well as with Metro now currently as a sergeant. I deal with the court records section of our department for all the arrest and traffic offenses that is made on and around the Metro property and through the city areas of 6 different counties. It's all me. And I and Miss Clee she can hear me sometimes when I go through, oh my God, why did I do this? But yeah, she hears that. But I've been enjoying my law enforcement field. I find it very it's satisfying. It's a service work of a lot of sorts. So prior to being with the railroad, I've worked with the Chicago Housing Authority as the police. So with that being said, I dealt with a lot of areas where there were socioeconomic issues and problems. And I did work with DARE. Well, I was at the Chicago Housing Authority, so I always serviced the children that was in school. I've worked with a lot of different churches for the events around the different areas where the communities were impoverished or having crime and things of that sort. And then when I was disbanded from the CHA Police Department, I went to a various of different suburban departments where I landed my feet at Amtrak for 2.5 years. And from Amtrak, I then worked my way into Metro, where I've been seated for the past 15.
It's awesome.
Very good, very good.
And we have our own private security with Sonia.
All right. Now tell me, who is on the 815-341 telephone line?
That's Karina.
Oh, Karina. Okay, I didn't know who that was. Okay, very good, very good, very good.
Is that Karina from GPS?
Yeah.
That is me.
Hi.
We missed
Hi.
you, Karina.
I know, I miss you guys too, and I'll be joining back.
Oh,
Yay! Yay! Just to let you guys know, Karina is who invited me into NARBW. I wouldn't know anything.
Yay!
Had it done with Karina. Thank you, Karina.
You're welcome.
Tell us what you do. Tell us what your job is.
So I'm a manager in the GPS department, and we communicate to the public. We monitor the movement of trains, and we deal with transportation operations, and we put out all the communications out to all the passengers on board trains and to the platforms. We send information out via the website, Twitter, email, pretty much everybody. We send out information out to the police. Send out information to senior managers. Due to COVID, we're actually going out to stations and handing out face masks. We're passenger counts. We're doing different things now that we're due to COVID, but that's basically what we're doing now.
Nice.
Great. Well, welcome back. We're excited to have you. And
Well, thank you, Sharon.
And Jacqueline, let's hear about what you do.
Jacqueline Gargiulo, and I'm with Metro IT actually now. I was with financial services for a little while, but I do something called org change management, which is really a applied social science to the people that, there's some people call it the people side of change. So as we do IT projects, I help to understand what like the business needs are, and then translate those into what do we need to provide from an IT perspective. Right now, I'm on the project for the implementation of DIVA, which is moving our time slips and things to an electronic environment, and it's going to be really interesting. Like we've got the database now, and the data capture thing now is to get people on board with it, and dealing with a lot of the different you have some people who are easily tech savvy, and then you have some other people who struggle with it. And so how do we get everybody comfortable moving into the environment? And I'll be putting together the training plan. I don't know if I'll be doing the training. We're kind of seeing how that's going to work out. But helping with the training plan, helping with the procedures and those kinds of things, the things that help the people come along to the system. So.
And also helps my job be much, much easier. It takes.
Oh, yes, Clee. It's been such a pleasure. I've gotten to work with Clee a bit now on that project. So.
Load off of me because I handle a lot of the paperwork for the time slips. So for it to go automated, it will be wonderful.
Yeah, right.
And
Hopefully
they see that too.
Yeah, and just to throw that out there, that's that asset management system that I was talking about at the earlier. We call it, our WMS system. That's on the mechanical side. It's the timesheets, it's the labor, it's the material.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
I had no idea. I didn't know it was people assets. I thought it was like equipment and stuff.
Well, it's for the equipment, but it's for all of the PMs or the corrective defects that we find on any of our equipment. And then each of the equipment has an inspection, a daily, a 15-day, a 30-day. So it's all the labor and the material
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Look at that.
my previous
Melanie,
life-
don't worry about it. She's going to join and call you. Jacqueline, you're in, right? Look at that, how that works.
Honestly, my previous life was in resource management, but people resource management. I worked in consulting environments where we had to move people around. So it's interesting with the what is the other system I'm working on? Something else I've seen about just it's just fast. Well, what CLE does, what in moving people onto trains and things, I've done something similar to that, but in a consulting and professional services environment. So it's all really, it's kind of fascinating. So I'm very new to the total transportation industry. Yeah, I've been at Metro now 3 years, a little over 3 years. So I'm still working on vesting and stuff like that. And
well, good luck.
It's very different. It's very different than what I'm used to. Yes, I'm going to leave you all in suspense. I want to learn a little bit more. This is like the first I've even heard of NARBW and gotten to know, and I'm so excited to see familiar faces and things. So, yeah.
Well, I want to know how Dana and Jasmine are enjoying the beach.
Oh,
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. This is my encouragement.
Yeah, I live in Jacksonville, Florida, so I haven't been to the beaches. My husband family live in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, so that's my beach. I love that beach.
And so, ladies, this is another opportunity for travel. So all my little traveling opportunities is with NARBW. I'm always like ready to go somewhere. So these are opportunities. The conventions are hosted by chapters in different cities. So, definitely jump on board for your traveling opportunity.
Yeah.
So
We need to get a chapter,
Jasmine. That's a draw.
in Puerto Rico or Hawaii. Who's working on that?
You are.
Oh,
And I'm
muting.
Sharon and I had ginned up the weekend in Minnesota to everybody take the train from Chicago to Minnesota and then come up here and learn about the railroad history at the beginning of NARBW, and for people who are into trains like I am.
And Minnesota is where NARBW started.
Oh yeah, and I worked at the same station.
Wow.
So it was just like, yeah, I thought, well, it could be fun. And then Sharon mentioned to me that other people might rather go to the Mall of America and have a few cocktails. And I said, well, we can put that in too. So back to Jasmine's point about travel, post-COVID, I no longer have a house big enough to host people. I live in an apartment with my husband now, but I would love to revisit that idea and have people up for a fun weekend. And Sharon knows I love to cook, and I would cook for everybody. And there's just a lot to do here. It's a fun place. And she did insist that it needed to be in the warmer months of the year. So.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I have relatives in Minnesota, so I know what it's like up there.
Yes, as Jasmine mentioned, traveling, I joined NARBW in 2011. My first convention was 2015, and that was hosted by the Atlanta chapter. And I have never missed a convention since. It's been awesome. I was looking forward to Chicago this year.
We were going to give you the business too, Dana. Yes.
Oh yeah, I love Chicago. I've been there before.
Yes, we were ready.
My first, Lisa and I, our first convention was 2004. And it was hosted by the National Board, and it was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It was a lot of fun. That was the year I stood up and said, Indianapolis, because at the time I lived in Indianapolis, I was part of the Indianapolis Circle City chapter. I stood up and I said, oh, Indianapolis will host the convention in 2006. So like I said, my first convention was 2004, 2006, our chapter was hosting the convention. Pretty much kind of what Chicago did.
When you were in Myrtle Beach, did you ride any of those go-karts?
No, because really at the convention is busy. I mean, you get there Wednesday night, depending on the dates of the convention. Thursday is the pre-tour. So depending on what the chapter has decided to do. And I think Jacksonville said I'm not gonna say that right, Fernandino Beach.
Bernardina
Beach.
And then Friday's business meetings, and Friday night's a fun night, Saturday's business meeting, and then Saturday night's the banquet. So, and then Sunday you leave. So you don't have a whole lot of time to sightsee. You think you might, but you really don't. So a lot of people come in a few days early or stay a few days late, and then they get time to go, do more of a vacation. But at the convention itself, we put a lot of information into those. We're doing presentations. We're really trying to build on the mentoring and networking possibilities at the conventions.
And not to mention meeting the ladies every year. We only get together once a year. That's the best part about it is, meeting the people from Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Atlanta, just all over. It's a great group of women. When I first went to my first convention, I was like, oh, these a bunch of old women. I don't know if I'm but they party like they the young ones. Don't let them fool you now.
Look at Sonia. She is dancing. She is happy.
I'm a dance.
From hospitality night to fun night to the banquet night, from beginning to end, these ladies are partying. You wouldn't even think we did a business meeting, but it's just a good time by all.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
We always party.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I
it's
know
fun
we're
seeing
running.
everybody.
So we're running a little bit over, Deb.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up dinner.
Did Michelle have a question?
Ladies, what I just really wanted to do before we close out was to thank Jackie and Deborah for hosting this membership event. You guys did a phenomenal job. You did a phenomenal job with reaching out to people and bringing them on board, and we really appreciate it. Again, our chapter meeting is going to be up this month. It's going to be on Saturday, November the 21st. So mark your calendars. Once you guys join, we'll be sending an email out to you with all of the Zoom information for the chapter meeting. And we'll also be sending to you, because our bylaws require that we operate under Robert's Rules of Order. So we will be sending you out information, whereas if you want to learn about Robert's Rules of Order, there are virtual study sessions that you can attend that we were attending here in Chicago in person, but due to COVID, we've been doing it virtually, and people seem to like that even a lot better. So there are study sessions on Monday evening. Actually, we have one this Monday coming up, and there's the last Saturday of the month, we have one. So you can sort of pop in and pop out as you want. And it's not required, but it'll just help you understand how the meetings progress and how we operate, how we're working toward operating our meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. So with that, I will let Jackie and Deborah, or Deborah, Jackie just got done. Deborah, close us out.
I think Lois had a question. I saw her hand raised. I don't know if she's still there.
I didn't have
Oh, she was clapping.
I was clapping. Thanks.
Thank
Yeah. Did Michelle have
That's
a question?
Zoom clapping. I got you, Lois.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm not as bubbly as Jackie is, but I can try. We're super excited everybody joined. Thank you to all of our special guests from around the country who joined us tonight. It was wonderful to see faces of names I've heard. And it's just a wonderful, warm organization. I can't say enough about the women that I met through it. And most of it has been virtual for me. And we're just really hoping that you feel comfortable to join us. And we would love to welcome you in virtually, and then hopefully soon we'll be able to get together in person and hug and cheers and eat and volunteer and network. So thank you again very much for joining us, and deep appreciation to Jackie for her. She did a lot more on this than I did. I just typed a few things. So
She's a bit of a powerhouse, that Jackie.
Go, Jackie.
I want Jackie in my chapter.
Uh-oh.
Can't have her.
I'm gonna mute myself. Thank you all for everything. Thank you for the participation.
Yep.
I got one more exciting surprise for my chapter, ladies. Coming to you very soon. Woo!
So Jackie, Clea, I'll follow up with you guys because I have a couple questions for offline.
All right, thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank you, ladies.
Cool.
Thank
Nice to meet
you.
you guys. Nice to see you people.
See everybody.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet
Be safe.
Okay.
Awesome job, ladies.
Thank you.
Yes, it went very well.